Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to OTA Mail Bag. If you have a question, go ahead and drop it in the link below so I can go ahead and support you. Let's get to one right now. OTA Mailbag, I appreciate the questions. I'm gonna try to get through these. I got a lot to go through. I picked the first two, and they're actually very similar, and I can address both of them with the same answer. So, my man OBI, I've been studying depth jumps and wondering if it was a good exercise to increase your vertical and your first step quickness. I'm asking this because I didn't see this specific exercise on your vertical jump series. Another one from Julian says, elasticity. Hey Chris, how do you build tendon strength and elasticity for jumping ability? This is something I lack. I have functional strength, but I feel I lack springy effect in my jumps and dunks. So one guy wants to know how he gets that springy effect. The other guy wants to know, do I use depth jumps? So the answer to both of them that I'm just going to address is going to be all about the eccentric phase in the triphasic program. You guys know how much of an advocate I am about triphasic training, and the simple reason is because of the eccentric phase and the isometric phase, and actually focusing or placing an emphasis on these two portions of the movements. The eccentric phase is basically the lowering phase in the squat. And as you're working that, you work two very important key components in your body's ability to produce force, right? And that is your stretch shortening cycle and your stretch reflex, right? So within your stretch reflex, there's actually two components, a muscle spindle and a GTO, a Golgi tendon organ. One is a stimulator and one is an inhibitor. The Golgi tendon, the GTO, is a neuromuscular inhibitor, right? And basically that just senses in your muscle and inhibits your muscle from, performing. What you need to be able to do is the stretch shortening cycle is responsible for absorbing force or kinetic energy, right? So when you land, this is the answer to your depth jumps. When you land, right, and you perform a depth jump, you're absorbing kinetic energy. You've created energy because your body's, right, to overcome the resistance of gravity that your body does when it lands, right? So if I jump off a big ceiling, or I jump off this compared to jumping off, a rooftop, there's more energy created the higher up I am. Does that make sense to you guys? So the stretch shortening cycle is responsible for that. So in the eccentric portion of that actual movement, which a depth jump kind of is, you are actually training that component to be able to absorb the energy better, right? And when you train the stretch shortening cycle and then purposely train minus the GTO effect, which is basically the inhibitor. Sorry. When you do stretch shortening minus the GTO, you produce a greater jump. You get that elasticity. So yes, eccentric movements, other movements such as depth jumps that support that to be able to absorb better force or energy are exactly what you need to be doing. I say perform some form of a combination of depth jumps and also resistance type training, whether that be squats or some form of lunges, where you're actually performing an eccentric portion of that movement. I hope that helps. I'm trying not to get too textbook with you guys, but to make you understand, but there's mechanisms in your body that support both those, and if you do that, you'll jump higher, your vertical jump will increase. I hope that helps. I'll see you next time. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate all your questions. For me to answer them though, I need you to go ahead and click the link down below in the description, fill out the form, and they'll be directly sent to me so I can go ahead and make a video about them. Talk soon.